Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news in a development that's capturing the attention of Cowboys Nation and the NFL landscape alike. Rumors are swirling about a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the NFC East and have monumental implications for Dallas's Super Bowl aspirations. And no, we're not talking about just another mid-season move. This is about a high-profile, division-altering swap involving one of the NFL's most promising cornerbacks, Devin Witherspoon from the Seattle Seahawks, and the Dallas Cowboys. It's a move that could dramatically bolster the Cowboys' secondary, elevate their defense to a new level, and help push them even closer to that ultimate goal of lifting the Lombardi Trophy once again. Let's start by breaking down what's fueling this speculation. The Seahawks, currently sitting at an impressive 8-3 record, have been facing some questions about their secondary's consistency. Despite their overall strong record, their pass defense has been a bit shaky, allowing about 25 points per game, and their secondary's completion percentage against is hovering around 59.2%. They've been trying to find that perfect balance, especially after allowing 3-0 sacks per game, which has put some pressure on their offensive line and coaching staff to reassess their priorities moving forward. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Seahawks might be willing to part ways with Witherspoon, a cornerback drafted in 2023 who's quickly established himself as one of the league's most promising young defenders. The idea is that Seattle could use Witherspoon to acquire a future second-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, and in return, they'd gain some cap space, around $25 million, to possibly extend DK Metcalf or address other needs, especially after allowing significant pressure up front. This is a move that makes sense for a rebuilding team looking to maximize their cap flexibility and draft capital, particularly if they're eyeing a rebuild of their offensive line and wide receiver core, which have shown some vulnerabilities this season. Now, from the Cowboys' perspective, this potential trade is huge. Witherspoon, a shadow elite corner, would fit perfectly into Dallas's defensive scheme, especially alongside Trevon Diggs. Remember, Diggs is currently on IR after suffering a concussion, and his absence has been felt, especially in the red zone where Dallas has struggled at times. Witherspoon's presence would not only fill that void, but would elevate the entire secondary, giving Dallas one of the most shut-down corner tandems in the league. On the field, Witherspoon has been nothing short of spectacular. Over his career, he's accumulated 180 solo tackles, 12 interceptions, and boasts a PFF grade around 88. 5 for his career with a coverage grade of 89.0. His ability to shut down top receivers, especially in tight man coverage, is a game changer. During the 2024 season, he's maintained a PFF grade of 89.0, allowing only around 4 yards after the catch per reception, and has been responsible for 10 big plays per game, meaning he's not just a coverage guy, but someone who can also make game-changing plays on the ball. What makes Witherspoon even more enticing for Dallas is how his skills translate into tangible improvements. His coverage snaps are more efficient, and his ability to shadow top receivers like CeeDee Lamb, who's already a top-tier wideout, would be a nightmare for opposing offenses. This matchup would give Dallas a significant advantage in covering their division rivals and playoff contenders alike. The numbers speak for themselves. Witherspoon's presence could increase Dallas's interception total by around 10, push their coverage EPA, expected points added, up by 20%, and reduce big plays allowed by roughly 25%. All of this adds up to a defense that can clamp down when it matters most, especially in crunch time during the playoffs. And let's not forget the impact on Dak Prescott. With a more reliable secondary, Prescott's job becomes much easier. His deep accuracy, which has been impressive this season at around 45% completion on deep throws, could see a boost to about 60%. That's huge because it opens up the offense and makes Dallas more unpredictable for defenses. Plus, with Witherspoon locking down the opponent's best receiver, Prescott can take more shots downfield without the fear of costly turnovers or big plays against them. The turnover differential could swing in Dallas's favor, dropping Prescott's interception rate and increasing their chances of creating those game-changing turnovers. Looking at the big picture, this potential acquisition could be a catalyst for Dallas's Super Bowl run. The latest odds, according to DraftKings, now favor the Cowboys more than ever, with Super Bowl LVII odds improving from plus 3,000 to around plus 1,500. That's an indication that the betting market sees this move as a significant upgrade, boosting their chances of not just making a deep playoff run, but actually winning it all. The NFC as a whole is competitive, but with a shutdown corner like Witherspoon, Dallas would elevate their defensive ceiling to elite levels. This, combined with their already potent offense led by Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Tony Pollard, puts them in the conversation as serious contenders. Now, some might ask why the Seahawks would consider trading such a promising player. Well, sources suggest that Seattle's front office is building for the future. They're also trying to rebuild their offensive line, an area that's allowed too much pressure this season, and they're prioritizing acquiring wide receivers and pass rushers to complement their star defensive back. With cap space available and the need to rebuild, trading Witherspoon makes strategic sense for them, especially if they believe they can find similar talent later in the draft or develop their younger players. For Cowboys fans, this potential move is about more than just adding a talented cornerback. It's about making a statement, showing that Dallas is serious about contending for another Super Bowl and willing to make bold moves to get there. It's about finally solidifying the secondary, which has been a bit inconsistent at times, especially when Diggs has been out. Witherspoon's ability to shadow the league's best receivers and deliver game-changing plays could be the missing piece to finally unlock the full potential of this Dallas defense. And let's put this into perspective. Dallas's defense has been solid all season, but it's lacked that elite shutdown corner to truly lock down opponents in critical moments. Adding Witherspoon would push their PFF defensive grade into the high 90s, and their big play allowance would plummet, making them even more formidable in the postseason. It's a move that could elevate the Cowboys from good to great, from playoff contenders to legitimate Super Bowl favorites. Of course, there are always questions and uncertainties in these kinds of deals. Will Seattle really trade Witherspoon? What will it cost Dallas in terms of draft capital? And how will Witherspoon adapt to Dallas's scheme? But the signs are pointing toward a strong possibility that this could happen, and if it does, the entire NFC East and the Cowboys' Super Bowl ambitions will be impacted significantly. In the end, this isn't just a rumor, it's a potential game changer. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and Dallas has shown in recent years that they're not afraid to make bold moves when the stakes are high. If this trade comes to fruition, it could be the move that cements Dallas's place among the league's elite and propels them toward that promised land of Super Bowl glory. So keep your eyes peeled, Cowboys Nation, because this offseason might be remembered as the one where Dallas took a giant leap forward. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the impact of acquiring Devon Witherspoon could be nothing short of historic. It's a move that aligns perfectly with the Cowboys' long-term goals of building a dominant, championship-caliber team. The secondary would instantly become one of the best in the league, capable of shutting down even the most explosive offenses in the NFL. And that kind of defensive strength is exactly what you need when aiming for Super Bowl glory. Imagine a Dallas defense that can lock down opponents late in games, force turnovers, and keep the pressure high on quarterbacks. With Witherspoon's elite coverage skills, Dallas would be able to do just that. It's not just about stopping the pass. It's about intimidating offenses, forcing them into mistakes, and creating a climate where the Cowboys' offense can thrive. Prescott would have more opportunities to utilize his deep threats, and the entire team's confidence would skyrocket with the reassurance that their back end is locked down. From a strategic standpoint, Dallas's coaching staff would have the flexibility to deploy Witherspoon in various roles, whether shadowing the opponent's top receiver, playing in zone coverage, or blitzing in critical situations. His versatility and high football IQ make him a perfect fit in Dan Quinn's aggressive, versatile defense. It's the kind of addition that doesn't just fill a need, but transforms the entire unit into a nightmare for offenses. And of course, the fans are dreaming about what this means for the playoffs. A secondary with Witherspoon could be the difference maker in close games, especially in high-stakes moments. It's the kind of move that could tilt the odds in Dallas's favor, giving them a better shot at making a deep playoff run and competing for their first Super Bowl since 1995. The stakes have never been higher, and this potential trade signals that Dallas is willing to go all in to bring that glory back home. The NFL is a league of bold moves, and Dallas is no stranger to making headlines. Whether or not this trade materializes, the mere discussion of it sends a clear message. This team is serious about winning now and in the future. The NFC East, long dominated by the Cowboys in the past, must now contend with a Dallas squad that's looking to reinforce its identity as the division's top dog. And with a secondary led by Witherspoon, they'll be in a stronger position than ever to do just that. So as we watch this story unfold, keep in mind that this could be one of those off-season moves that define a franchise's trajectory for years to come. The Cowboys have the talent, the coaching, and now, potentially, the player to make a real statement in the NFL world. This is the kind of move that could push Dallas from good to legendary, from playoff hopefuls to Super Bowl champions. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news.